Hey scrapbook friends, it's Nicole, and I'm here with a video that I actually started working on over a month ago. I've been thinking about it for several weeks, and a month ago I had a free day and I thought, okay, good, I'm gonna do my initial kickoff video, and then something happened. I don't know, a squirrel or the doorbell or something, and I walked away, thought I'd come back and finish it that night, and then I didn't. So I'm kind of starting over. I'm going to edit out most of what I had done in the previous video anyway. I just watched it today to kind of see where I needed to pick back up, and it was way too much talking. So I am launching a new video series called Theme Park Thursdays. I can't promise it'll be every Thursday, but my vision is that I've printed the photos for from a Disney World trip that I took with my daughters last year. And every layout that I do in that book, I'm going to do on camera, just kind of start to finish. And you'll be able to see the whole process of how I choose what layout I'm going to do, how I choose what paper I'm going to do. We'll see how it goes. I'm really going to be counting on your feedback. I know some of you are fine watching like the whole long videos. You told me you like to see my thought process. Some of you are probably already watching this at double speed or have already fast forwarded past me talking. So we're going to kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. And I don't know how long it's going to take because it's a Disney album. It'll probably be a 2-volume Disney album. So we'll see. But originally when I had talked about this with someone, she suggested that I start this project by showing you how I sort my photos. So that's what I had done in the previous video. I start with my big box of photos from Snapfish, and I was kind of sorting. You don't want to watch me 14 minutes sorting my photos. So I'm going to cut that part out. I'm going to start with where I am now. This is kind of where I got stuck. I don't know why. And when I stopped doing the other video. But I'm going to talk a little bit about how that I get a little bit organized, how I plan out my album, and then we'll go from there. I hope to work in order. Sometimes I don't like to work in order. Sometimes a new paper pack comes out and I want to use it for something else. So I may work a little bit out of order, but in theory, I'm going to work in order. I'm going to work through this big album project. I'm going to film the videos as I work on the layouts. It probably won't be every Thursday, but maybe it will be every Thursday. Maybe this will keep me motivated and able to, remember to fit this YouTube thing in my schedule, which is something I love to do. I love your feedback. I love thinking out loud and sharing my process with you. But it just gets caught up in the wildness of my life. So I'm going to go ahead and switch. I have to move my camera, but I'll switch to my overhead, and then I'm going to start talking about kind of how my photos are sorted and how I go about planning an album. And that's all I'm going to do for this first video. So hopefully it'll be relatively short, and then we will go from there. So please tell me in the comments if there's anything specific you would like to see in a Theme Park Thursday series, or if this is going to apply to you. I know that not everyone is as wildly crazy about theme parks as I am, but hopefully the layouts that I do would be something you could adapt to any topic. I try really hard to do that with my layouts, that they're not always super specific. So we'll see, but thanks for tuning in for our first Theme Park Thursday video. And let's get to the hardest part of scrapbooking, which is organizing. All right, here we go. All right. So here we go. Here is my box of photos. Right now, people ask me all the time where I get my photos printed. Right now, I am back at Snapfish. I have tried them all. Well, I haven't tried them all. There's some that are like in the 35-cent range, Persnickety Prints, MPix. I've heard fabulous things about both of those. I can't do that. So Snapfish often does buy one, get one free prints, or, free shipping or some of those things. So I think I got these on, say, 50% on any order over $50 or something like that. And so my pictures ended up being about 9 cents each, including shipping. So that's always something to take into consideration while you're figuring out your, where you're going to order your photos. Sometimes I think photos, it is worth it to spend the extra money on, on the really excellent quality photos. This is a Disney trip. My family has lots of these, and I cannot afford to spend 35 cents a print on over 1,000 photos. or I choose not to afford that, because then I can afford to go on more Disney trips. And so for me, I'm using Snapfish right now. Yes, I have used the Creative Memories photos. As a Creative Memories advisor, I would love to send you to Creative Memories, especially if you wanted to do that through my link. However, right now, Creative Memories is only doing matte, and I don't like matte. I like glossy. So that a lot of that is your preference. At one point, they were doing glossy, and I did, in fact, order some pictures from them, and I've liked them. So if they reach a point where they're offering the option of glossy or matte, then I may try them again. But for right now, when I have 1,000 photos or more, I really think this might have been 1,700 photos. Snapfish is what I'm using. But you can use whatever works for you. I've seen great pictures from Walgreens. I've seen terrible pictures from Walgreens. I've seen great pictures from Shutterfly. I've seen terrible pictures from Shutterfly. Just depends. You can print on your home printer, you know, if you have a Canon Selfie or an Epson PictureMate. For me, that's not cost effective. Again, these were 9 cents a print, and I'm not going to use all of these. If I were better at being able to look at my computer and choose the photos that I was going to use, that would be different, but I'm not. I'm not. So here we got 1,700 photos. So I'm going to just kind of show you. I'm not going to show you the whole process. I mean, I'm going to record all of this, but then I'm going to cut some stuff out. So you're not going to have to see me sort all of these photos, but I'm just kind of start doing some of them and talk about how I kind of start my process and what kind of what that looks like for me. We're going to start here. I'm not exactly sure what this is, so I'm just going to put this to the side. This looks like castle and fireworks photos. And so I'm just going to start a picture. Okay, that looks like, oh, my daughter. So my whole family must be on this trip. I don't know when this is. It's during the 50th anniversary. All right, we're going to do all of these. And I got to say, I'm not really loving the quality of these Snapfish pictures. These feel like a little bit lighter weight, so maybe I'll regret my decision to do it from them. And of course, some of these are dark. Okay, here we got some bat pictures. Was this just with my, okay, this trip must have been last March of 2022 when was my daughter's last college spring break. So I'm several Disney trips behind, and I think this is the next one that came in order. So I'm just kind of divvying up. These pictures are kind of boring. Just divvying up. This is the parade. That's the castle stage show. And you can see, because my pictures were 9 cents each, I printed way more than I need. But like for something like this, I may very well do a collage page or something like that. And that's one of the reasons I like less expensive pictures, because then I can, you know, print them all. Okay, I'm coming back, even though I still have 2 giant piles of pictures to get to, just to tell you what I'm doing now at this point. I've sorted through all of these, and I thought I was just going to divide it by day. But what I'm finding is that I have a whole bunch of things that go together. And rather than having to sort through these twice, I'm going to start segregating them out. So for instance, one of the nights we had like torrential rain. It was like the rainiest night I've ever seen at Disney. Disney World parks disrupted with flash flooding. That was this night. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting these in my photo box. So I'm going to be using the Power Sort box from Creative Memories. This holds about 600 photos. I actually think I've pulled out one of the little compartments. But this is how I like to sort my photos. And we do sell dividers that go in it, but I make too many piles. So I just take our, when we used to have the cardboard pieces that came in our paper packs, and I cut them into 4x6 pieces, and then I write on them. So you can see I've already used them one side, but now I got this other side, and then at some point I'll go and erase all of these. So this one I'm going to call Rainy Night, and I'm just going to put that in here. And then I have this one. This is all Haunted Mansion, and I'm going to have to go look on my phone and find out exactly when we did Haunted Mansion, because we did do some of the parks 2 days. And no one will care except me, but I'm going to divide some of these things out. This was the kite show, Animal Kingdom. Okay, this was the Triceratops spin. So just because I have a bunch that I know are going to stay together, rather than having to handle them twice, I'm going to go ahead and start dividing them up in here, because this will be a page by itself. If you don't take pictures like I take pictures, and you don't have 10 pictures of Triceratops spin, and you want to just have food, rides, whatever, you can divide it up differently. But the way I do it is kind of how I know I'm going to scrapbook it, because I want to scrapbook all these things. I want to be able to, it's the scrapbooking that I enjoy as much as the finished product. So I'm just going to kind of go through here, and as I find things that go together, so like this whole Festival of Fantasy Parade, this actually I might not put in here because I have more pictures that are going to fit in this. So I might very well just take one of these envelopes again and stick them back in here, and then write Festival of Fantasy. All right, so that's gonna be part of my organization stuff too, or some of these little envelopes. But as I go, I'll be sorting these and putting them into the different compartments. I'm not really trying to put them in order. I'm kind of putting, I've got Magic Kingdom now together here, and Animal Kingdom. So I'll do a little bit in here and kind of get them as organized as I can for now. But then I'm still going to have piles of unsorted photos, because they don't always come together when I get them processed from the processor. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing that, and then I'll be back when I'm ready to show you the next stage of how I get my photos organized. All right, so here is where I've gotten with my photos. What I did is I started by park, and I made a pile for Magic Kingdom, a pile for Epcot, a pile for Animal Kingdom, etc. And then I went through and I took each pile, and then I sorted it by like what attraction is in the park. So if you were doing a Disney trip, that's how I would recommend that you do it, either by park or by day. And then you can decide. And I probably will do mine chronological. I know that you don't have to scrapbook chronologically. I cannot get my brain around scrapbooking, especially a travel album, any other way. So now what I've got is all my pictures in here. And at this point, I have to kind of go back and rearrange how I'm going to put my pictures in order. I like to try to work in order, and usually what I do is I use my phone. But right now, this is my phone right here recording. So I brought my laptop down. We'll see if that works, so that I can show you a little bit of what I want to do. Okay, so I just cut out a whole bunch of the video because I had to download these from the cloud. This is a new laptop for me, and I forgot that I didn't have my photos on here. But what I'm going to do, and I do, like I say, I usually use my phone for this, this is going to tell me the dates of when things happened. So I don't know if you can see that, but, I can go on here and see what happened on what day. So as I'm looking down here, I can see that on March the 6th is when we drove. So when I have this pile of pictures that has us at the Florida Welcome Center or whatever, that's going to be the day that we drove down. Although none of these pictures, oh, there we go. So then I'll know that this is the first day. I'll know which ones to put together on that day. All right. And we'll go all the way through. And then I got some other miscellaneous pictures I stuck in here. And so then I will go through my box and organize all of these in order by date. And then after I've done that, I'll come back and we will do the next step. I'm going to stop the video and get these in order. I'll just do a part of them in order, I guess. And using my computer over here so that I know what order to put them in. And then I'm going to show you my next step, which involves this handy little album planning guide. This is not my own invention. I saw somebody else had done it. They did theirs like on the computer. It was pretty, and I didn't know how to do that on the computer at that time. So I've had this for probably 15, maybe 20 years. I created this just with a ruler and a pen, so you can see it's all handwritten. And I will put a link in the description of this video. I'll put this on a Google Doc, so you are welcome to print this out and use it. And we'll talk about how I use this to help me plan out my my album project. All right, so through the magic of television, I'll be right back with part I don't know what part this is, 5, 7, I don't know, with the next step I do in organizing my photos for a new album project. Okay, so for you, that took about 2 seconds. For me, it took about an hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour, because I did get distracted a few times. So now I've got all my photos sorted by event, and they're arranged in order. So now I'm going to do is come through here and pull out. And so my first little section of photos is us at the Florida Welcome Center. And I can just tell by looking at this, I have enough for a double page spread, which is great. So I'm going to start on my album planning guide right here. And the first one, you have like an empty first half, because the first page will just be like the title page. So always write title page for that one. And then I'm going to do one layout for the Welcome Center, and I'll just write right on there. And then my box is pretty full, so I'm going to leave these out while I go through them. I have this one is us at Disney Springs, and there's only, well, there's 4 photos. That's not really as many as I like to do on a single page. Maybe I'll do Disney Springs with a question mark. I don't know, it'd be fun to do a small layout. This one is a silly picture. My husband loves to park as close as he can to the post, so I parked super close and I had to show off to him. So I'll put that one next. Monorail, I can tell this, I have a lot of pictures. I think actually some of these were accidentally got double printed, but that's going to definitely be single page. Maybe I might actually take this one picture of the Disney World entrance, and I might put this one right here. I don't know. I might put that one right there. So I'll put that on there with a question mark. Then we have pictures from the entrance. And then we had they had this whole thing going on at Disney during the 50th anniversary of the golden statues, and I can't really decide if I should do golden statues by park, or if I should just try and do all of them, if I should do a layout just of the golden statues and then separate of like my girls with the golden statues. But in any case, I'm going to do golden statues, and then I might do more because I have more of these. So I'll write a question mark right there. Each one of these is 15 pages. So a pack of Creative Memories pages, I think it's either 15 or 16. I don't know if they changed it or if I don't remember right. And so they always say that you can put up to 3 packs of pages in an album. I don't like to do that. I like to I try to keep it to like 30, 32. But what I'm going to do is when I go through, I'm just going to fill this all in all the way till I run out of pages, because this is going to definitely take me a couple of albums. And then I'm going to go back through and kind of see what I can consolidate, what I might want to move around. If I have like a single photo or only a couple pictures, and I can combine things and still stay within my chronological, the same day, I will try and do that. So I'm going to do this again. I'll let you go, and then I'll, magically come back in just a second, and this will all be filled in. Okay, so I've done all my photos, and it looks like, back in the day, I used to cram 3 packs of pages into an album, but now it's like, it's not, I hate to do 3 albums for one Disney trip, but I might want to add some pages in here and might want to take some away. So for me, my parks, this ends the first Magic Kingdom day. And then this is all I took at Epcot. That's kind of surprising to me. I love Epcot. And then this is all Animal Kingdom, and that ends Animal Kingdom. And then we come back to the studios, and then we come back to Magic Kingdom. So I could maybe combine my 2 Magic Kingdom parks in one book, and then do my other parks in one. But what this does is this allows me to kind of arrange my album before I actually start putting any pages together. So all this does here, like I put places like here, Small World and Haunted Mansion. I don't know that there are many pictures of us, so I could easily combine these two together if I decided I needed to. Some of these, like this, can probably go up with this. And so now I'll just kind of rearrange, except remember I said I wanted to do more of the golden statues. So I know that this is going to be at least 2 albums, and I'll just have to try and consolidate as I go, or just, you know, bite the bullet and decide that I'm going to do 3 albums. I don't mind doing 3 albums if it's like our family goes to Disney World for a week, but some of these things, like I've taken enough pictures before, like I got Pirates of the Caribbean here, and then I have Pirates again over here. And I think I might have done Buzz Lightyear twice too. I can't remember. So I might decide like to consolidate, like maybe I put the Hall of Presidents and the pins together, combine some of these things. And some of that's going to have to happen while I'm going. I would really like to then split this. Like ideally, I'd like to split after the end of Epcot, and then after the end of Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, and then, but I don't really want to put this whole Magic Kingdom in its own book. So maybe I'm going to combine my, I've never done it like this because I'm always chronological. Maybe I'm going to combine my Magic Kingdom stuff all in one album, and then my other 3 parks in another album. So I guess we'll see that as we go along. Like just talking about that and not doing it in order makes me feel a little bit twitchy. Nobody is going to care. Nobody is going to care except me. And I don't know quite how to get over that. But it would kind of be fun to just kind of consolidate, I could put all the food, but we did the fireworks twice. I kind of want those separate. So this is kind of where I get a little bit stuck. One of the reasons I became a Creative Memories Advisor is so that I would be able to allow myself, if I want to do 3 albums, I can do 3 albums. I love the process of scrapbooking. I already know that someday when I'm dead, my kids are not going to want to inherit 300 finished scrapbooks. I'm over 140 right now. They're not going to want all of those. I hope that they will go through and pick out some, but I'm pretty sure that they don't want all of them. So this is where I'm at, but I can't really figure out what I'm going to do till I get going. So I'm going to put Disney Girls 2022 Volume 1 and Disney Girls. All right. And this at least gets me where I need to be, so I have an idea of things I might want to put together, things I might want to take out, like, the Mickey's Cavalcade and the Princess Cavalcade. Maybe I can put those 2 together. Maybe I don't put those in because we've seen those, but I think I am going to just combine, do 1 album of Magic Kingdom and then 1 album other parks. We'll see how well I do. I do most of my layouts now on paper, so I can theoretically rearrange them if I need to, if it gets too twitchy for me to work out of order. But maybe that will be a creative challenge to myself, to work out of order and know that nobody will care. They all happen the same week, and nobody will care if I combine some things. So hopefully starting very soon, I will be having some layouts to share. My goal is to have something to share every Thursday. It might be that I have to sit down and record 2 or 3 in advance if I'm going to be traveling or something like that. My goal is to be doing a theme park Thursday layout for you every week. So hopefully try and keep me on task. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that having photos organized, if you can get your photos organized, the rest is just fun. So good luck with your photos. I hope that you'll enjoy this series, and I hope that it will be beneficial to you whether or not you are a theme park junkie like me. So I'll be back very soon with our first official layout from Theme Park Thursday, and until then, happy scrapbooking.